Three gun, yeah. Clutching this stick out in public like fuck it. We having the P nigga, we really touch 'em. Ain't worry about them niggas, little niggas, nothing.
Glock 19, Gen 4. Got the finger grooves. Gen 5 is pretty much smooth right here. You know, you set your fingers where you want to. Gen 4. But today we gonna do breakdown, disable, and reassemble for the Glocks. It's a little difficult, so you better pay attention, you know what I'm saying? The trouble pops, you better not miss. So, with this firearm, really tricky. So, on all Glocks, they have this little lever right here. It has nails, but you gotta be really focused and make sure you know paying attention to what you're doing, because you could slip off of there and you won't be able to take your gun apart. So this is a very unique step right here. So how I do it, I always go, you always place your firearm here. I always go like this, and then I just twist my fingers. Bring your index finger all the way up top, and you want to bring a lot of pressure with your index and your middle finger. And as you can see, the gun is already starting to slide back. That's all you need, is about a ½ inch to an inch for the slide to go back. You want to take your fingers, and you see how it's spongy right there, because now your slide is released a little bit, which is allowing that spring right here to give you that play and letting you able to take your firearm down. So this is the unique part right here about these Glocks. You got to get used to it, and this is something that you should practice all the time, taking this Glock apart. So get you about a ½ inch to a ½ inch back. You want to pull down on this lever right here, which is your magazine release. Not magazine release, I'm sorry. Your slide release. Now you see the firearm is now starting to jump forward, but I'm still also applying pressure, pushing this lever down. But now my firearm is able to go, and I'm able to do that. Now, once you get to this point, you're pretty much done, but you have to make sure you keep applying pressure right here. As you can see, I done did this plenty of times, so I'm nice with it. Real spicy, you know? So look, make sure you're applying pressure right here. You got that sponge going right here. Now you want to push that forward. Take your trigger finger, pull on the trigger, and your firearm's going to pop. Boom. Your slide is now released from the frame. Now you have a disabled firearm. So now this is pretty much, if you don't really shoot your gun a lot, you know, you can be able to clean it from here, which you could do. You know, you'll be able to get in the fine creases right here. Not too much. You could be able to go down the barrel this way, reverse coming through there. To be able to get to your firing pin action, all that to the back, cleaning that. But so as far as the takedown, you have your frame. You set that off to the side. This is your recoil spring. Now, when you take your firearm apart, sometimes people they complain and say that, you know, oh, my firearm's messing up or something. But when you release your slide from the frame, sometimes your recoil spring does kind of jump. So just relax. We'll get to that part in a little bit. So once you get to this point, your frame is off. Take your recoil spring, and you want to press that. You know, press and make sure you got a nice press on there, and you want to lift off, and it'll come straight off just like that. Now you want to remember this piece right here, that goes back into the frame of the fire. I mean, back onto the slide of the firearm. This piece right here, which gives you a nice little indication of this is where it'll be going, because it has a little gap right there. So now you get to this point. Now all you have left is your slide and your barrel. You want to go ahead and lift on these. It's a tab right here. Well, I call it a tab. That's what I use it for. But I go ahead and use my 2 fingers. I call it a little crab pinch. I give a crab pinch right here. Lift up. As you lifting up, you want to push the barrel inside of the frame, so that way you have room to go ahead and make sure you got the firearm, and you're able to get the barrel outside of the slide. And that's pretty much the takedown right there. The Glock, like I say, this is the most important piece right here, and this is the slide release right here, and this is a very, very, very important piece to the takedown. And if you don't get it right, yeah, you're gonna have some problems. So if you got long nails, you might as well cut it. So females with long nails, it's gonna be rough. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to figure out a way. So again, when you're taking apart your firearm, you want to make sure for the barrel and the slide, you want to make sure you lift up on the tabs, lift up, push in, and it comes right out. Smooth like butter, Slim. You understand me? Boom. So now, that's the breakdown. Now we're going to go ahead and put it back together for y'all because, hey, if you want to play around with firearms, and this is just me, my opinion, if you want to play around with firearms and you want to be, you know, have firearms, you should learn how to take them down. You should learn how to put them back together, and you should definitely know how to clean them. Because of the dirty firearm, or if you don't know how to put a firearm together, it could cause some fatal damage. So again, now we're going to get back to the part where we're going to put it back together. We have the slide here. Take your slide. Like I say, you want to crab pinch onto your barrel. Now, the same way you took it out, you want to put that in. You want to angle it as you're going to the onto the slide. Angle it as you're sliding in. You want to put it in place. Once you get that snug and it's sounding like somebody's knocking on the door or a little ring tap, then you know you locked in. Now, this goes back to that what I said about this indentation right here, this gap right here. This goes to the front of your firearm, which will be placed right here inside of here. Now, you do got to apply pressure when you're putting this back in because you want to get your recoil spring, this circle piece right here, you want to make sure that fits inside of here, right here when you put it back together. Again, when you're taking apart the firearm, this may slip out and start to, you know, stay right here. But that's just because you took the slide off the frame. But like I say, when you put it back together, this is the important part. You want to make sure you put your piece in there. Make sure it's fitted nice and right. You want to apply the pressure again and make sure, boom. And you should hear that snap right there. Now, some people get tricky when they putting their slides back onto their frame and they start from here and all that. But we're gonna do it the safe way and make sure that everything is intact. So what I like to do, I like to start from the front of the frame and make sure that it's lined up. Slide all the way back. Give it that right there. No magazine is in the firearm. She's clear. So now you want to go ahead and start your dry fire just to make sure everything sounds good. And this is the truth with another banger.